Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here representing Jason Blaha Strength and Fitness, and today I want to chat with you guys and gals a little bit about why things like the carnivore diet really set people up for major gut health issues and possible type 2 diabetes for life. But a quick reminder, if you guys will please click like down below, be greatly appreciated. If you're not subscribed or following, please do so, and if you'll be kind enough to drop me a comment down below, I'd appreciate it so much. And so, again, yes, I harp on this because I see this ridiculous, insane trending everywhere and growing and growing and growing, and then I'm seeing people getting hurt by it. I even had someone in one of my videos on this morning saying, hey, yeah, I'm having these gut health issues. I did really great on carnivore for 2 years, and then I had these gut health issues, and then I still ran it a couple years longer, and then came off of it, and now I'm really struggling. And so this is really common in this community, isn't addressing it. And I'm not even going to go into the heart disease issue. I'm going to completely leave alone for this video the entire LDLC, the atherosclerosis. Let's just ignore it because they don't believe this for some reason. So let's just, even though it is a major factor here, let's just not even worry about it. Let's stick to the gut health and the diabetes. Okay, a couple things that a lot of these people are forgetting. And you're seeing the early warning signs. So look how many people who run carnivore are pre-diabetic. Like look at Dr. Sean Baker's blood work, for example. Like he's pre-diabetic. You can see it in his blood work. The excessive saturated fat, and I'm not saying saturated fat in moderation. I want to be clear. Reasonable amount of saturated fat is absolutely not going to hurt you. I think in moderation it is. There's a lot of things I say in moderation are so stupid. Saturated fat in moderation doesn't really seem to be harmful. It really doesn't, particularly in the context of a balanced, healthy diet. So I'm not anti-saturated fat here. I'm anti-excessive. But when it gets really high, it causes insulin resistance. And this has been seen directly, like when it's been measured directly in the metabolic world, and they look at the effect on liver health, liver metabolism, which again also affects insulin sensitivity. What is it that we see? Saturated fat even exceeds refined fructose here. And refined fructose can be pretty bad. Like, let's be clear on that. So I hate it when these people say, well, how can you talk about this and not talk about the sugar? It's like, well, because we do talk about the sugar. These are the two big problems are the refined sugar, refined fructose, and excessive saturated fat. These are, at this point, since now that trans fats are now illegal in the U.S., are a non-topic. Most of my audience is American. I don't want to argue about Canada or France. I'm not doing it. 70% of my YouTube audience is American, 87% of my Facebook audience is. So this is what I'm sticking with, the laws in my country. It's just my audience, most of my audience. They're illegal, no longer a concern. Like we're not over here screaming about the margarine and stuff anymore. We don't have to. It's been outlawed. Alcohol obviously being the other, but these are the two big ones, right? Is excessive saturated fat and then excessive fructose. We could say refined fructose, but we really mean excessive fructose because you're only getting it from the refined sources. Just like nobody's getting excessive saturated fat from a lean cut of steak. You're just not eating enough. Okay, it's got to be the fatty cuts. Like nobody's getting excessive. It's just like nobody's getting excessive fructose from watermelon. Right? Nobody's getting excessive saturated fat from a lean cut of sirloin. You're like, I'm eating 2 pounds a day, and then you look, it's still within the considered safe limits, you know. So excessive saturated fat, though, absolutely causes a higher degree of insulin resistance and even non-alcoholic fatty liver. Then it even beats refined fructose for it when it's been measured. Not by a huge margin. It's not like it's double, but it's measurably higher when it's been looked at. So directly measured, you know, in the metabolic world in controlled clinical trials. So what are we seeing here then? Well, insulin resistance, right? And that they do okay with the insulin resistance as long as they're not eating carbohydrate. Then they're like, well, I'm not ever planning on eating them again, so why? I don't care. They'll argue all day long the carbohydrates are causing the insulin resistance. It's not. It's the saturated fat is the largest culprit. And refined fructose behind it, combined with overall obesity. So the issue is they're like, well, I'm not obese on this diet, and I'm not doing the carbohydrates, so I don't care if I'm insulin resistant. So they're pre-diabetic. All right. Here's the problem, the gut health, the no fiber. It eventually catches up to people. The gut biome diversity drops. They start to running into all sorts of problems as a result of this, mental health issues, depression, hormonal issues, immune system issues. These things will mount up. If you're eating like a nearly zero fiber diet, which is half the problem, okay, that is one of the biggest parts of the American diet. It's not, oh, they're eating pesticides. No, it's because we eat no fiber while eating huge amounts of refined carbs, huge amounts of refined sugars, huge amounts of fat. Like, this is what is causing our problem. But the low fiber, the nearly zero fiber in the American diet, we know is a problem. Well, we're seeing the same problems in the carnivore. Okay, and when they start to experience these problems, eventually they're like, man, I got to reintroduce fiber, got to reintroduce carbohydrate. I can't stay on this diet. Well, now they can't handle fiber. Now they have serious IBS and other issues that have developed as a result of no fiber and horrible gut biome. Okay, now they can't handle fiber. And then they need to come off the diet because of the other health issues, and now they have to eat carbohydrate again. All right, you see where we're about to go? We now have an insulin-resistant population that now has major gut health issues, gut biome disruption, gut biome extinction, which sometimes requires a fecal transplant, right? So they have this gut biome issue, and they can't handle fiber. And now they have to eat carbohydrates again. I think a light bulb is clicking for people. They can't eat fiber with the carbohydrates because that's then what these people pull. Well, you only need it. Well, fiber has dozens of other roles beyond slowing blood sugar absorption, dozens of others. But that's the argument the carnivores make. Well, the problem is you can't handle the fiber now. And now you're back to the point of you're going to have to reintroduce carbohydrates for various health reasons, but you can't eat fiber and you're insulin resistant. So now you're eating zero or extremely low fiber carbohydrates because you can't handle the fiber and you're insulin resistant already and pre-diabetic. What happens? What happens when a pre-diabetic insulin resistant person eats a bunch of really simple, fast absorbing carbohydrates with no fiber for an extended period of time? Well, they become a full-fledged diabetic now. The saturated fat caused it. But now we're in the situation where they go ahead and get pushed over the edge, and now all of a sudden these carnivores become type 2 diabetics with irritable bowel syndrome and other gut health issues. And if they had IBS before, they literally made it worse now. Right? This is a death sentence. This diet is a death sentence, and I really do mean that.